Howdy folks, welcome back. It's April 10th, 2020, and here in Washington State, this is day 23 of our sheltering in place, our self-quarantine. Things have really leveled out here in the state of Washington, fortunately, so we'll see how it goes from here. This is a place that I've been to before, and as I said once before, some pictures deserve to come back to over and over. I had a little shock though. I had intended on getting some different looks. I wanted to show some different things, only to find out that this picture has been replaced. It's been changed out. So before there were 3 pictures, as you can see right here. I did a video. There was 1, 2, and 3. Now there's only 2 pictures. And the one that had all the good stuff, all the real stuff in it, is now gone. However, oddly enough, there was a certain section in that picture that they missed. I mean, they altered everything that I've circled here. That's all different now. It's not real. But there's a part down in the lower right-hand side that they overlooked, I guess. I'm not really sure why. Right down there. And Art Alien TV did a video on this area one time, quite a while back. And they were focused on this piece of wreckage that was right in front. Very interesting. I think he thought it was maybe a piece of a boat or something like that. And I was, as usual, I'm always looking in the background, and I was looking in the background here, and I saw what appeared to me to look like a tank. And so I did a video on one of my first videos I did on this was right out of Art Alien's own video. Finally, I went back and got the picture myself out of the archive. But it definitely looks like a tank to me, and it is filtered so heavily with this one color fits all that it's hard to see. It's just all mixed in with the chocolate milk. But I did enhance it and brought it out, and once you do that, it's pretty obvious that it's a tank. And not only is it a tank, but it's a tank with a person standing there, and that's the whole point of this. I'm kind of tired of doing these videos of this massive destruction where there were so many people that died. I wanted to show that people are still alive on Mars, and not only just on Mars, but in Gale Crater. And that's where this picture was taken, Gale Crater. And there appears to be a man standing in this tank. That's an open turret tank, looking at us. Now I painted it, I colored it in familiar colors. I could have done it in yellow or blue or something, but I thought it would look kind of stupid. So we do have people alive in Gale Crater. There is, of course, all this destruction. And after all of those destruction videos that I did, it's made me come back and look at everything that I've done in the past with a different eye. And I got to tell you, everything is different. I've seen so many pictures that I used that showed this wreckage, but I didn't see it for what it was. And now that I see it, I may have to just go back and redo a whole bunch of videos. I guess in a way it's given me some new material to go back and look at. I got a couple pictures in mind that were really obvious. I don't know why I couldn't see it as for what it was. And it's like everywhere around. It's what's on the ground, and you think it's all this kind of like dry lake bed looking stuff and all these slabs. Yeah, none of that is ground. It's all man-made material. And here is a structure up on a bluff that has a crane that goes out over the edge. In the updated picture, or the new version of this, of course, it's just a bunch of pile of rocks, and the crane going back is a smudge of different colored dirt in the background. So thanks you guys. You know, Jimmy did a thing on a video on this area, and he had the wrong picture. I just wish he would have had the right picture. He could have done so much with it, but it's gone now. In the background there, you see that wispy looking white area there. It's under the 11 o'clock position right now. I believe that to be smoke. And, you know, you've probably been places where the atmospheric conditions are just right and smoke doesn't rise. It actually will go down. And I think that's what's happening there. And here in this picture, they have tried on so many occasions to alter this picture to prove that it was not a burning building. But this is a burning building, and there's all kinds of structures all around. And you can see the shadow underneath the smoke. They made great pains to separate the smoke from the building. You can see it's coming right out of the top of this building and kind of surrounds the top of it. Well, they made a separation, try to say that that is just some of that crazy sand that blew in the background there. Another place we've been to a number of times, I did a whole series, I did 8 videos, by the way. I went back and looked at them, and they were pretty bad on my TV. I don't know, a little embarrassing. But this is a place I've been to several times, and there's a lot to be seen. And looking at this picture, you see that big hole there. I thought that originally was a construction, but in actuality, it's probably the remains of something that was destroyed. See what I mean? I completely changed. I went from construction to destruction. So on the left here, you can see this big black thing in the background. I believe that's a ship. And on the right, there's a something sticking up there. I think that's a crane. And the other thing on the left is a I don't know exactly what it is, but it does seem to be attached to the ship right now. So maybe they use that to load and unload. I don't know. And to the right of all that stuff were some structures. They kind of tucked away, but I brought them in nice and big. There's a what appears to be a cylindrical shaped building there with some design features. But here's that big hole, that big thing that I thought was a construction. It seems like it, and I gotta say, I was wondering, why would they build such a big hollow thing like that? Yeah, they didn't. It's the remains. Now this area here in white down in front is also incredible construction going on right here. Many people over the years have wanted to call this rock. And there is no rock here at all. This is a layered construction. And there are buildings and, buildings, basically, all kinds of buildings. But this is a really complicated, unusual construction, I gotta say. The fact that it's layered. And it makes me wonder about some of that destruction that we've seen that was flattened out with different layers. I don't know if it's a similar type construction or not. But this is happening. This place is alive, and that's the name of this video. It's still happening here. People are still alive. It's still going on. Down in the back there behind this, you see a large construction, a square construction with some buildings in the middle. And then right in front here, you can see a big building on the top of this layered construction. There it is on top, and next to the left of that are some black buildings. And going down to the 5 o'clock position is a crane. And this crane, so this would be the second crane in this video. And actually the third, if I include the one from the previous picture. And this crane is dropping a building into place right there. And there's another one on the ground laying there waiting for them to pick it up and drop it in its slot. So it's nice to know that life goes on. History is history. It's the past, and this is the future. And it's nice to know that in the future uh, that they were able to move on and rebuild and, uh, and live their lives. I hope they don't have a pandemic. You know, I wondered about that. You don't see a lot of biological stuff on Mars, so do they have diseases like this? You know, I got to think that they do. I hope they don't, because even if you get that disease and you live through it, it sounds like it was a real hell just trying to get through it. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. You have a great day. Bye bye.